They need a miracle comeback. Down by 14 points. Can they come up with a try here? McLean. Straight into Henry. And Tony. Here's Morgan. Takes the tackle himself. The tackle from Lingy Sao and Ikahahifo. Now Elisala to Parker Walsh. Here's Taumalolo. Taumalolo still going and getting a pass away to Zach Santo, who will improve the position. You called on Taumalolo to inject himself. When he does, that's the result. To try to Zach Santo.
It was great play by one of the most damaging right second rowers in the Toyota Cup. Jason Taumalolo, one-on-one with Tumavave, and it was too strong. The Warriors, they grub it into touch with 10 minutes to go. They then give a penalty. Have they shut up?
First second half points. And of course today, making it 4 games. Flags are up.
The diff kicked into touch. They had 14-point lead. They thought it was over. Can you switch back on? Can you find another gear?
Surely the talk among the Cowboys will be one more converted try, and it's game on for the last 5. Korfusi, who gave his team a dream start with a break on the first set. Now Beasley. Let's watch this set after points. They still rate their chances. Grevsmuir now up the middle, and he went to Elisala, who put it down. Morgan and the hooker were there, but they couldn't hang on. It was building so nicely, but an error just when they didn't need one.
It has summed up their game all day. Half chances into mistakes, quick play the balls into an offload that hasn't quite gone to hand, and a knock on there. They were flying. Cowboys on tackle 3 created an overlap, but once again, the drop ball, it eases the pressure back on the Warriors.
So the Warriors, with time on their side, ahead by 8 points. Will they chase more points, or will they opt for safety and hope to ride out time? Lingy Sao gets the ball back, and Eko Malu is told to play it. 40 out from the Cowboys' goal line. Siwan Tokiaho runs into Coco, Grevsmuir, and Parker Walsh. Here's Feki. Sire Feki. 2 plays left for the Warriors. Another try will kill the Cowboys off. Tumavave through Meads to Ben Henry. And Michael Morgan makes the tackle. Assisted eventually by McLean and Elisala, the last. Lingy Sao sends play the short side. Henry kicks it. Not played at the ruling as it came off Moses Pangai, so the Cowboys will have the scrum feed and more opportunity.
Yeah, it was certainly a right call. Not played at. No intention with his hands or any part of his body to play at the ball. Moses Pangai does well. Now, the Cowboys on their line. They need to score within the next 2 sets of 6 to be any hope. They went 50 metres in 3 tackles and come up with a bad pass. Let's see if composure's here.
Braithen Astor, you kicked the footy plenty of times. Would you be happy enough to have that rule not played at?
Yeah, definitely. Pengai's been great. I think he's been sensational all game for the Cowboys with his left foot. He's been very high involvement and very damaging, and he didn't play at that football. You could see he panicked a little bit, but he didn't play at it, and it was the right call.
Coco will play it. Still deep in their own territory. Santo off his wing is monstered by Ikahahifo and also Eko Malu. Elisala dummies, gets to halfway. 2 plays left. Ulani from acting half goes to Morgan. Pangai tries to get outside. Harrell does. Ball inside to Morgan. He goes to Ulani. Still on. Wayne back to his feet. Bouncing around like a jack in the box and eventually taking the tackle. The last now for the Cowboys. Here's Pangai. They went the short side. He throws it back in field. Ulani, McLean, now Grevsmuir comes across for Parker Walsh. Numbers are here. Coco out to Santo. He dives over out wide. Game on. Grandstand finish coming.
The Cowboys are back. It is going to be an outstanding 4 minutes of football after this kick is taken. Brave just said about how good Moses Pangai was with his left feet and his offloads. He created that. Little near supports. I think a lot of the Cowboys fans thought, why are you going short side? But they were able to offload. They kept the ball alive. Great work by Coco and Santo. The pace just gets him into the corner. A 4-point lead. 4 minutes to go.
The difference is 4 points. And Kyle Felt from the sideline. A crucial kick. They'd love to be within 2 and have the option of taking a penalty should they get one. Felt starts it horribly to the right. Wanted a big boomerang, it didn't come. So the difference is 4 points.
Can you believe it? 10 minutes ago, you would have thought the game was over. The Warriors were completely dominating the North Queensland Cowboys. 2 tries in the last 5 minutes, and they're back in the match. What a finish.
Braithen Nasty, you spoke about how the Warriors, the last 2 weeks, especially last week, were home early, weren't in a tough situation or a pressure game. They're going to have to find something now.
What a finish from Zach Santo, now with 5 tries in 3 weeks during the finals. What an end of the year Zach Santo has had. And let's remember the end of the New South Wales Cup Grand Final. The Warriors, Auckland Vulcans, were beaten in the last 20 seconds, but the Warriors 20s have stolen possession from the kickoff.
Tackle one! Tackle one! Play the ball!
Tokiaho told to play the ball.
That's one-on-one.
Here's Kahahifo. What a play from Tokiaho to steal the ball one-on-one. Now Malu across field, a youngster in this team, went to Pallavi, and he's tackled 9 metres out. Just over 2 minutes to play. Here's Ben Henry, the mainstay of the Warriors 20s for the last 3 years. Wouldn't he like to celebrate in a couple of minutes? Intercepted! Away goes Kyle Felt! How much toe does Kyle have? Comes back on the inside, stops. He was tackled just on halfway by George Marker. Now Grevesmule.
The Cowboys have got to shift right. Tumulala, one-on-one with momentum. What were their Warriors thinking?
Here we go, Taumalolo, straight and hard. Still standing, threatening to offload. Can the Cowboys steal it? 90 seconds to play. A try and we're going to Golden Point for the second time in the history of under-20s. And that ball has been ruled lost forward by Grevesmule. Elisala wanted to play on, but David Munro said come back. And the Cowboys rush in.
What were the Warriors thinking on going short side, throwing a face ball? They do outstandingly well to get back and get numbers. They've only now got to complete a set of 6 for the Warriors to win the game. You watch the pressure from the Cowboys. We see him getting frustrated, but you watch this line speed. The attempted one-on-one strip, and he's got it.
Parker Walsh, one-on-one strip. They go to Santo. What a finish to the season in the under-20s. 30-26, a thriller. The Cowboys playing for their first premiership. Beasley 4 metres short. They're on their feet. Here's Grevesmule! Grevesmule makes it 30-all. And look at the Cowboys erupt.
That's going to be tackled.
They will kick to win the grand final if the video referee signs off on it. Taumalolo thinks they've scored. The Cowboys think they've scored. But firstly, Stephen Clark has to give the green light.
As we watch, as we see Grevesmule scoring the try that equals it at 30-all, the one-on-one steal. Confirmation of a green try.
And look at the Cowboys. 30-all. A double to Grevesmule. A double to Zach Santo. Earlier doubles to Harrell and Collier. What a grand final. What a play from Michael Parker-Walsh. Siwa Tokiaho had stripped the ball a few plays earlier, and there was Michael Parker-Walsh. So let's come back to Kyle Feldt. This is the moment young rugby league players dream of.
You want this shot at goal. If you're a goal kicker and you've practiced all year, you've had this scenario at training telling yourself, kicking for a grand final, you don't know what the pressure feels like. This is the moment the Cowboys and Kyle Feldt would love to have.
There are 40,000 plus fans in at ANZ Stadium. Kyle Feldt has scored more than 500 Toyota Cup points. Today he's kicked 3 from 5. During the season, he's kicked them at 70%. He has a conversion attempt after the siren to win the game and give the Cowboys their first premiership. Will it be celebration time? Kyle Feldt, waved away! We are going to Golden Point for the second time in the history of the Toyota Cup. 30 all after they trailed by 14 with 10 to play. The Cowboys are back, but we are going to give you value for money. You want more? It's coming.
This is exciting. I feel sorry for Kyle Feldt. Kicked it and it went across the post. As we see the Cowboys bench thinking no. The Warriors were home, Matty.
It went away. In the current lineups, no North Queensland player has kicked a field goal. Only one has for the Warriors. That's this year I'm talking about. They are yet to kick a field goal at all, the Cowboys. The Warriors have one, and it came from the boot of Jordan Meads. We are into extra time. The first point wins.
I can't see a field goal deciding this game. Both these sides like to play football. The Cowboys, when they shift to their right, they were damaging. The Warriors were home. They started going through the middle and offloading. Field position, build pressure.
Braithen Astor, you played in the Golden Point game this year, a loss against South Sydney. What was your mindset? What is your mindset?
Well, first of all, you've got to run the ball hard, get yourself in a position to take a shot at field goal, but you've got to have a comfortable shot at it and get to the right part of the field. So you normally aim for the left-hand side, the left post, so you can have a clear shot and try and win the game with a good strike of the ball.
Here's Santo, the man who has lifted the Cowboys. He scored a double. He's been part of this fight back. And just reminding everyone that in the Toyota Cup's inaugural year, 2008, the Raiders beat the Broncos 28-24 in Golden Point. Jared Kennedy it was, from memory I think, on the end of a kick from Picker to Croker. They were involved. Now we go to Golden Point again. A 50% strike rate in the 20s so far. At giving you a grand final to remember. Parker-Walsh, an optimistic drop goal. Cleaned up by Havili.
You've got to be careful not to be dreaming of kicking it 45 metres into the wind. It ends up being a poor end of the set for the Cowboys. Put the ball in the air or kick to the corner and try and force some pressure. Penalties in this set, this Golden Point are really important. If you get a back-to-back set, if you get cheap field position, so far there's only been 4 penalties the whole game. Is poor discipline or an offload going to create something?
Tuamavave skipping away. He's a likely match winner. Carlos still going. What a run from the 5'8". He was running like a back rower. Straight and hard. And are they setting themselves here?
Meads is behind the line. He wants a shot.
They come to Jordan. The drop goal to win it for the Warriors. He's kicked it. Jordan Meads has given the Warriors back-to-back grand final victories. He's gone from the Broncos. He's spent time in Melbourne. But right now, he's the Warriors' favourite man.
The offload from the Warriors. The offload to Tuamavave, the break, it got him field position. And here it is. The strike from Meads. Straight through the middle. He is now